live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm early. I'm live. I'm about 5 minutes early. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, everybody. What's going on? I'm live to you from the world headquarters of the American Game Dog Times and the Dixie Line Connection. Saying hey to you. Got all kinds of great subjects for you tonight. Put my keyboard here away. Move my microphone in so I can shout out to you, see what's happening, get those likes, get those subscribes, ring that bell, notifications. Oh, do I like them red boy dogs? Sure, I like them red boy dogs, man. I mean, that's one of the most historic line of dogs that there is. What do you say there, Gandya? Yeah, man. I mean, that's one of the most historic lines there is. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? I mean, think about the dog world without a red boy dog. That's unthinkable. I mean, the dog world without the red boy dogs would be a whole different scene, man. Been some short nights. Oh man, what you talking about? I'd give it all up, man, for a night with Katie. Mm-mm-mm. Oh man, rest in peace, Humpty Hump from Digital Underground. Did y'all hear about him dying? Yeah. Oh, Humpty Hump died. Doing the Humpty Hump. I think the old dude was like 57 years old. I don't know why I thought about Humpty Hump and Katie Marlowe at the same time. What what does that mean that I thought about Humpty Hump and Katie Marlowe? Yeah, man. I'm thinking about humping and Katie Marlowe at the same time. I guess that means I'm thinking about humping Katie Marlowe. Doesn't sound too bad at my age. She's probably hellacious in bed. I mean, she was hellacious in the pit. I can't imagine she's any type of lightweight in the bed. Ho ho ho! So what's going on, boys? Man, now look, as soon as I get 1,000 subscribers, or Coy gets 1,000 subscribers, we can get where we can get on there together at the same time. Yeah, man. Need to put on a little digital underground. Need to play a little bit of that. That's not bad. They trending third. I remember that song in school, Sex Packets. Y'all remember that song? That dude selling them sex packets? Man, man, it make you feel old when people start dying. Oh well, I'm all good. Well, we getting there. I'm pushing 400. I'm pushing 400. I'll have 1,000 soon. And Coy's welcome on my channel anytime. He has a good, strong, honest opinion. I like I like Coy Glenn Dickerson. Yes, sir. I feel the same as him. Fuck Mitch Kimmer. Leave me out of your damn books too. You want to see a bulldog? There's a bulldog right there, Grand Champion Bow. You get you one like that, they might talk about it. You get to read about him in my second book. Baddest dog ever walked the earth. Well, I'm slew-footed and uh, and uh, and right there with him, man. Grab him in the biscuits. Well, he put some shit in his first book about me running down my driveway, trying to put puppies in the window. Man, look, can y'all imagine me trying to put puppies in the window of anybody's motherfucking truck? I'm not going to say what the gist of our conversation was when he came to visit us because I felt that it was private. But he left here with no dogs. And he sure as hell didn't get the opportunity to get any puppies. That's for sure. Ain't nobody left here in 20 years with no damn opportunity to get any damn puppies. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Y'all talk about Coy, man. You make me damn. I gotta run. I gotta run them damn 440s with Coy, man. You know, I gotta run them quarter miles with Coy. I can't get left in the dust. Y'all forget who Triple X was when we was writing What's Up. Hey, by the way, y'all be sure to pull for my Sixers tonight. We're on a little losing streak right now. Got beat by the Bucks. We got to play them again tonight. We lost two before that. We still lead in the East, but the only reason we lead in the East is because we've been leading the East. We lose tonight. The Nets take the lead in the East. What's going on, Tony? Jack? Mr. Kilgore, how are you this evening, sir? It's good to see you. I hope y'all are having fun. That's what I'm here for. Just to damn have some fun. I don't mean nothing by it. Just having some damn fun, you know? If anybody takes anything personal, well, that's on them. I don't give a fuck. So, what y'all got? What y'all got for a subject? Anybody got anything they want to talk about before I talk about what I want to talk about? You know, we've been talking about bloodlines. Did anybody have anything? Future dog man Jack. Well, Big Jack, I hope you're enjoying it. Good seeing you working stock. Well, in most cases, that'd be the wrong channel. Man, I don't know a whole lot about today. I mean, hell, I'm damn old school, man. You dialing up the oldies when you talk to me. You know, you got to go over to the sports channel to hear about today. What is that one? What's it called? Sports. You got to go over to that one. And school teacher and all those guys where they got the thousands. Because I'm just old school, man. So, like tonight, I figure we talk about the size of the heads of dogs, man. You know, I figure that's a good subject. Um, you know, dogs all have different head sizes. Rams Flash. Now, boy, I'm gonna tell you what, that was a bulldog, and boy, had a lot of controversy with him too. Now, see, there's something in head size and difference in the heads. You know, most of those American Eli dogs, man, they got them football heads. You know, almost with like very little stop. And you know, those Mexican Eli dogs look a lot like them Zebo dogs. They got more of that Zebo Pit General look to them. You know, looks like they got a little more something different influencing them down on the bottom side than the American Eli dogs. American Eli dogs got a lot of that art type stuff, you know, Art Sister, Java, dogs like that with them long snouts influencing them. Where we all know Pit General went to Mexico, and we all know that Cardenas used a lot of Zebo stuff, and that produced that big old stop right there in the front of that nose on them dogs. You can look at them the difference between them dogs. Am I wrong? Hey man, and he was all that in a bag of chips. Who was it? Hardcore Kennels? Was it? I mean, I'm just doing it off the top of my head. Was it Hardcore Kennels? D Bid. What was the story on Ram? Just off the top of my head. What you doing, Pucky? Huh? Don't pull on them wires now. I don't have no treats. Daddy don't have any treats. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't remember. I, I was close. Right kennel. I just couldn't remember the dog. No, I hadn't heard about that, Paul. What are the symptoms of it? What's it do to the dog when they get it? I'm trying to find this picture on Facebook he's sending me, but I'm having trouble locating it. Sorry for the delay. Oh well. Uh, Here it comes. I couldn't tell you, man. It's kind of far away. Hell, it looks like my stuff. Hell, man, that looks like my shit. Straight legged, and the way his face looks. Oh, what is it? Abdominal bleeding, loss of appetite, some weight loss, and death. Nice. And how fast does that happen? Jeez, man, that sounds horrific. Definitely need to let people know about that. Well, how's that little dog bred, Jack? Well, well, well. Tomboy got a dome. What's that mean? Tomboy got a dome. How do they treat it? Yeah, that stuff don't sound good. Yeah, man, it's hard for me to go over onto the phone while I'm online. Yeah, me, man, I've always liked the dog with I didn't really care if it how big the head was, but I always liked like a round head. More so than like one with like a whole lot of muzzle to it. Most of my stuff got kind of like a round head, like kind of like a short muzzle, like more head than muzzle. You know what I mean? Kind of looks like a frying pan or something. Well, you can see his. Skull, boy, he had one of them long no stop heads, and he threw it too. Old torpedo head. Yeah, now a lot of that blackjack stuff, man, they'd throw those long muzzles. A lot of that Jeep stuff would throw those dogs with them long ass muzzles on them. You know, almost the reverse of what I'm talking about. Like the head part would be kind of small, and they'd have these long muzzles on them. What's going on, Paris? I mean, we just talking about like different head shapes on different bloodlines of dogs. A lot of it comes down to speed and and versatility. Brandon, what's the word? Thunderbird. What's the flavor of the day? It's Friday. I guess it's fruit flavor today, man. But you know, the head, you know, you want it to match the body. You know, little dog, little head. You know, big dog, you don't want a little head. I guess you don't want too big a head. I mean, I wonder if those guys, when they were breeding dogs, when they started out breeding them, took that stuff into consideration. Because the different bloodlines sure do have different looking heads. I mean, you think about what Tance Yellow looks like, and then you think about what Boudreaux's Eli looks like. And I mean, those are two different looking dogs, different face, different head structure. You know, I mean, from the neck up, you can tell them apart. I hear you, Paris. I hear you. But when you go to buy certain dogs, they need to look certain ways, and you want to be familiar with what those families look like. Just what's happening, man? You know, I mean, you know, it's important to you know, like kind of like when you go to buy a used car, Mister Bixler. You know, there's more to a book than its cover. And you know, some bloodlines got big heads, some bloodlines got little heads, some bloodlines got long muzzles, like we're talking about the blackjack blood and the weird jack blood. That's probably one of the bloodlines. You know, the Jeep stuff. They're known over the years for throwing those, you know, those really dramatic looking, look like Tudor's Spike, that type of stuff with the really long muzzles on them. Cool looking dogs, man. You know, think about the Bolio dogs. I mean, you ain't never seen a Bolio dog with a big head. Never. I ain't never seen a Bolio dog with a big head. Now I'm talking about a real Bolio bred dog. I'm not talking about one that's been crossed or a Boyle's dog or something like that. I'm talking about a straight up bred Bolio dog. They all got a hand. They all got a head you could put your hand across. They all look the same. They all got that little triangle shaped head on them. Every damn one of them. And every damn one of them ain't worth a shit. No, I'm just kidding about that. Some of them's heads are kind of octagon shaped. Oh. The handsome dog over in Europe. But, you know, little old head just like that. Just little old head about like that. All of them. About 36 to 41 pounds. Man, I got scarred by all that stuff. I can't talk about it. I got some other issues I'm dealing with this week, man. If I start talking about that stuff, I might start crying. And I'm not kidding. I had, I guess the first Patrick dogs I had, excuse me, were from Ernest Hollingsworth. And they were good dogs. Nothing I can say bad about them. Good solid animals. They were just too big for me and clumsy and goofy. And, you know, you had to remember, I'm comparing everything to Bolero. You know, I got lucky and ended up with a dog like Bolero at the beginning. And so, like, I'm comparing everything to her. And, you know, I got dogs like everybody else. I got other dogs. I tried other bloodlines. But every time I got something else, and I'm not saying that other dogs that I got a hold of weren't as good as the stuff that I had, but they weren't better. I never found nothing better. Lee, what's happening? I seen him. I seen that dog. He was a funny looking dog, kind of a weenie shaped dog. Um, had a long body on him. I seen that dog on the chain at his house. He showed him to me when we matched into that champion red bone dog at his house with that champion gouty dog of my girlfriend's. And we he had to pick up that red bone dog in 35 minutes. So, but that was the last time I seen him. It was in November of 2000. No, that was in November of 1999. So that dog was still alive then, but I don't know anything else about him. What trait of Blair's I liked the most? Oh man, I liked how sweet she was. That was an easygoing dog, you know. Now she was my house dog, whereas Two Eyes couldn't be kept in the house because he pissed everywhere. Um, she was a good house dog. Now she would sometimes take a crap by the front door. You could take her for a 10-mile walk sometimes, and 30 minutes later she'd crap by the front door. Why I don't know. It was just something that she did. Um, but but she was the kind of dog that would just curl up and like a cat in your lap, and uh, you'd wake up and she'd be like asleep up on top of your head on the pillow. Um, but she was just real gentle, you know, walked around the house like a big old cat, never broke anything, never tore anything up, was real gentle with other dogs. I could let her and Lanier's grand champion Bronson play together. I could let her play with other grown pups of hers. Um, she was just had a real good personality, man. That was a super dog right there. I really liked her. You know, I miss that dog. I miss that dog a lot, man. You know, the only reason I ever put her out on the chain was that she liked it so much. She'd raise hell to go outside, and I'd put her out on the chain. Be pretty day, I'd put her out on the chain, and but she stayed in the house at night. And back then too, I used to get a dog stolen about at least once a year, and I was also concerned about her getting stolen. So I kept her locked up for that reason too. Uh, Cruise Outlaw. How's he bred? I've never seen that dog. Man, anytime we went down there into those guys, we always beat them, and not only beat them. No, man, never bred him. And the reason is because I really wasn't sure how he was bred. Um, we put that he was out of Chinaman and Bonnie, but to be perfectly honest, I wasn't really sure how that dog was bred. You we just went ahead and put that he was out of Chinaman and Bonnie. You somebody had to get the credit. You know, one of those things, you know. So I had sold a pup out of that litter to a guy, and that this other guy came back to my yard when the dog was 4 years old and claimed that it was that puppy, and that's who Zabo was. Now, how do I really know it was that puppy? You know, I mean, I don't know. I didn't have any tattoo marks on the dog. Didn't have any way at the time of DNA in the dog. This was 1988, 1989. And so, you know, he said it was out of Chinaman and Bonnie. But man, I was a real stickler for breeding. I mean, you're talking to the guy that didn't breed to Bo because both his parents. I mean, Taz didn't quit, but he looked like he was going to quit, and Bo's mother was a cur, and so I wouldn't breed to him. And we really weren't sure how Zabo was bred, so I I just wouldn't breed to him. And if Bonnie was his mother, that bitch was cold, and I probably wouldn't have bred to him anyhow. You know, I had better dogs to breed to. Yeah, you know what? You know what they bring me back is these freaking moles, man. Um, I've got a big front yard that's fenced in, and Pucky loves catching these moles, and he'll bring them back and set them on the steps. Loves doing that stuff. Oh, well, like I said, man, I had the gamer strain of that same line. I mean, I still do. So I just I just chose a different genetic path. The only reason I bred up those dogs, Taz and Bo and all that stuff, was just to show that Bolero and them were not freaks. That was the only reason those dogs existed. Uh, but now, did you know that Bonnie had a brother named Clyde? That's where her name came from. There was only two pups in her litter, Bonnie and Clyde. And Bonnie had a littermate brother that was a dead game dog. Sure did. Sure did. That's a little fact not many people know. So if you do mess with that Bonnie blood, not all hope is lost. Not all hope is lost. And, you know, if that's all I could get a hold of, I'd mess with it too. Shoot, I don't know, man. Ask Cool C. He seems to know a lot about Garner. Cool C. Is Garner's Dynamite really a red boy dog? I mean, I don't know. Again, see, that's one of those modern things and a modern rumor. And um, that's like stuff like not in my era. So like the only thing I would know about it is what I was had read or what I was told, which nobody's told me anything. I've read some stuff about it. Um, but I've read the same stuff you've read, and who knows? I mean, really, the best thing to do is to ask Tom Garner, and I can imagine what his answer is going to be. It's probably not going to be, yes, he is a red boy dog. Oh, okay. I didn't know because you was messing with that Bruce dog and that other one, so I didn't know. I thought you might have some information on those dogs. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Let's see here. What else do I have? Well, I was going to talk about my 76ers, but it don't seem like nobody wants to talk about no basketball. No Seth Curry, man, my boy. We've been talking about bloodlines, and I was talking to the guru about how these bloodlines have been dying out. And, how they've been dying out because people been getting busted and people, and they just been getting taken or, are they dying out because they're not working and people just aren't breeding them? Are they dying out? I mean, why do certain bloodlines die out? Um, I mean, like one bloodline was a really good bloodline that you can't find today that I was thinking about. It's Cotton's Bullet. Now, when I got into dogs, Cotton's Bullet was everywhere. I mean, you can buy Cotton's Bullet, all over the place, and they were good dogs. Um, I don't even know where you could get a Cotton's Bullet dog today. Does anybody know where there's a Cotton's Bullet dog? It just seems like a lot of people are breeding the same stuff. I mean, I'll talk to old timers that you would think are breeding their own dogs, and they're breeding dogs from peddlers. they're breeding dogs that are from people that are commercially selling dogs. That's what they're repping as their blood. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. Any of y'all go to that show today out there in Oklahoma? They're having it tomorrow and Sunday also. Hmm. Weather change for tomorrow. That's a good thing. Yeah, they don't have a clue, man. That is to say the least. So yeah, there's a lot of bloodlines that disappeared, man. Um, we were talking about that Yellow John stuff. Somebody was telling me they knew where some Yellow John stuff was. I was hoping they were going to send me a um, going to send me a pedigree or something on it last night. Maybe I was wrong. So, but I'd be interested in seeing that. So, I just I hadn't seen the Yellow John stuff that didn't have Tance Yellow in it. Um, but you know, I definitely like to see that. Now I've seen some of that Melvin Gainey's Jr. blood that's got now Jr. was Tance Yellow's brother. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. Yeah, now there's a bloodline that there were just tons of those dogs around. There was that one guy that he bred a bunch of them. He was a real big time breeder. Um, Kimsey Woods, of course, but there was another dude, Reese, ST's Reese. He bred a ton of those pool hall red dogs. You know, and you tell me, Guru. I got no idea where they went. Well, that definitely happened with Sadler. You know, now now I can see some of that as an old timer now. You know, you don't really have anybody coming around and helping you out or really showing any interest in what you're doing. I mean, you do, but you don't. Like, it's kind of hard to. It's hard to say. Oh, I think we lost the true APBT uh, American Pit Bull Terrier a long time ago, man. I think when that whole apparatus of people like the Mountain Man and Norman Kimmer and, you know, just all them old guys, man, where they had that circus going on where everybody traveled around every 4 or 5 weeks and met up and found out what was the best dog, and there was always a great dog laying around that everybody knew about. And I mean, it's just changed so much that, you know, they don't even call them bulldogs anymore, they're hounds. I mean, I feel that the pit bull's already gone, man. So I think that, you know, what you've got now is a facsimile of the true American pit bull terrier. That's what I feel. I wrote it in my book. You know, hit that clown, Paul. Hit that clown. Yeah, you know, it's changed so much. I I mean, I don't consider my dogs the same thing that was floating around in the 1900s. I mean, it's it's been over, man. But that's just my opinion. And with that opinion, I encourage people, especially these people out here that are, they buy them a dog and they've never had a dog before and they want to be the next Earl Tudor and think they're going to take that dog and roll it and do it. Don't do it, Just make it your fucking pet, man. Leave it alone, you know? Just don't do it. You don't have to do that. That shit's over with. It's 2021, right? I mean, you get these people and they buy them a dog that's got in the pedigree, grand champion this, champion that, and da 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 da. And they get on these chats and they get on the internet and they read and they see all this shit. And next thing you know, they're out at the park with some other idiot fucking fighting their dog underneath a tree, thinking that, oh man, I'm going to be the next grand champion. And it's fucking ridiculous, man. I mean, you know, to feed that monster. Where if they really wanted to do that dog right, they wouldn't touch that dog. And and that would be the best way to serve that dog. No, but I get off my soap stool. Yeah, man. It's just you know, I'm just sick of reading all this shit on the news, man. I mean, I get this news feed about pit bulls, and it's just so much idiotic shit. Anyhow, Oklahoma Steve still got that blood. That's some good old blood right there. That old bullshit dog and that alien dog. That's killer. Yeah, I like that old blood. Well, anyway, but and it's that large percentage of people, man, that affect that 1%. Now, did you know that Herman dog was real shy? And when they showed him, they had to put him in there, and everybody had to get out of there and let him go. Like you couldn't have a crowd in there with him. He was real spooky. Yeah, that stuff is gone. I mean, really, the last person that had any of that stuff was Boston Blackie that I knew of. You know, he had that stuff coming through. Blackjack Bronson and Daisy May. Um, I may know I may know somebody that's got some Mason blood, but it's not concentrated. They may just have like a lick of it mixed in with some Mayfield dogs, I believe. So I'd have to check on that. But um, Clyde Mason, I got to meet him. Uh, he was a character, man. You know, yeah, I got to meet that guy. He was quite the guy, man. You know, I met him at a match in Kentucky. I went to a match with Boston Blackie, and he was fucking there. Yeah, man, that was cool. I got to shake his hand and shit, and I didn't really talk to him much, you know. There was a bunch of people that was around him and shit, and I was just a punk kid, man. It was like 1988, 87. Mm. Yeah, Mason's Hog and Mason's Rebel. See, Mason's Rebel, that was a littermate to Tudor's Spike and Tudor's Jeff. I mean, that's how tight he was with Earl Tudor. He had a dog out of Dibo and who's the bitch who'd they breed Dibo to get uh, Jeff Spike and Rebel. Um, what's her name? Yeah, I didn't know Bert Klaus that well. Um, he I seen him match a couple dogs. The two dogs I seen him match, he won one and lost one. They came up here to North Carolina one time, him and his old lady Joni, and they won a match. And I saw them match a female in Picayune, Mississippi one time, and they lost with that one. And those are the two times I seen them match. And they my buddy went down there and matched into Mad and Skip when those guys were matching a lot of dogs for Bert. And I'm trying to remember the name of the dog they went into. They went into a champion of theirs. And they took that Beach Boy Billy's champion Spiky down there to Florida, and they beat him. They beat the Spiky beat those guys. I'm trying to remember the name of the champion from Sorrells that they beat, but anyhow, you can look it up on Spiky's record. It was Spiky's. I think it was his fifth time out was into Sorrells and them. You know, but That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. You know, but that's really my only contact with him. I mean, he was one of the better commercial breeders. I mean, the guy put out quality dogs, and he not only put out quality dogs for many many years, but he also would put out. He'd hook you up with the right kind of females to breed them to, because there's still a lot of people out there today breeding his dogs. I mean, look at his ex-wife. I mean, his ex-wife is breeding his dogs, and there are a lot of people breeding sorrel dogs. A lot of them, and that says a lot for a breeder, because a lot of guys will only let enough stuff out to pay the bills, and they won't let like the formula out where they'll let both sides out, so that Joe Schmo can make a breeding at the house and get the same thing that he got from me. Where Bert would do that, he'd sell you a male dog, and then down the road, you seem to be a decent person. Later on, he'd hook you up with a female dog, and next thing you know, you're breeding sorrel dogs. So, yeah, Bert was a good guy, man. Oh, you're talking about Bert Klaus. I'm talking about Bert Sorrells. Huh? Bert Klaus. Bert Klaus, you know who he was the protege to, don't you? Here, that's a trivia question. Who was Bert Klaus the protege to? And he was one of the most famous dogmen of all time. You guys, I'm gonna make you guess. You got to guess. Yeah, I didn't look up and see the Klaus part. There you go, Dibo Red Lady. Um, who was Bert Klaus the protege to? And he was the protege. No, not Lonzo. It's easy. I'd rank him in the top 10 of all dog men of all time. It's easy. Nope, nope. Keep going. It's easy. Nope. Keep going. Nope, 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 nope. Hell no. Ronnie Duhan ain't one of the top 10 dog men of all time. Nope, nope. Got to think top 10. Top 10. Think like top producing dogs, most wins. Nope. Protege. Nope. 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 Who's KD? Oh, I don't fucking know. Nope. 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 Top 10 now. I didn't give you the clue. I didn't give you the clue. Just think top producing dogs. Oh man, I want to tell you, but I just can't. Bingo. You were so close with Ed Crenshaw. It's James Crenshaw, man. That was Bert Klaus. James Crenshaw was Bert Klaus's. Uh, that was his protege. Was James Crenshaw. Oh, Crenshaw loved him some Bert Klaus. If you wanted to know anything about Bert Klaus, all you had to do was ask James Crenshaw. He knew everything about him. They said Klaus was a real serious guy. He lost all his dogs one time. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, he lost all his dogs. I'm not sure what happened. And then he got him. He got that judge dog from somebody and got his dogs back. Started breeding again. But they say he was one of those guys, real good referee. Excuse me. Choked on that. Oh, sure, man. I remember Homie, pit artist Homie. Damn right. Mill Busters. Those are my guys, man, from DC. And Kerry Mickle used a lot of Klaus blood. He had that Cammy dog that was a heavy Klaus dog. And where he got those dogs from, I don't know. But there was a whole bunch of Klaus blood in them. Kerry mixed that stuff up. Well, like for instance, that Croc dog, he was out of Chinaman and Cammy was that Klaus bitch, and so that was a Chinaman Klaus dog that was a champion out of Chinaman. So, you know, it was that was pretty cool. He was a good dog too. I seen him win his championship, and that was a real bulldog right there, buddy. An Otters champion Croc. I really like that dog. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I went up against a I gotta look it up. It was a female that he had. She was a two-time winner, and I went up against her and I beat him. And then I went against Tonka Bear Jr. with Chomper. If you look on Champion Chomper's record, you'll see he beat Tonka Bear Jr. in like I think it was an hour and 5 or an hour and 10. and that was against Otter Kennels. And I think that's it. And then I refereed Tonka Bear's championship match. You can see that on Tonka Bear's championship report. But I think that's the only contact I had with Carrie. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, so two matches. I went into a female, and it was like it was a weird match because I ended up letting someone else handle my dog for me. You know, I got a buddy of mine that's got some of that stuff. Um, he really likes it. You know, J83, what's up? Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that's got. Um, yeah, we just finished talking about Bert, man. Just watch the thing over again. I just did it like about a 15-minute thing on Bert. Yeah, well, Corvino, man, that's way before my time. You know, I met a couple people that claimed to be his grandsons and sons and stuff like that, but I've never, you know. Oh, you're talking about bloodlines that have died out? Yeah. Bloodlines that have died out. The Corvino blood, man. I mean, nobody's breeding that anymore. That stuff's gone. That stuff's gone. So I think Sonny Sykes was trying to keep it going, and he, yeah, yeah. I seen a couple of them go, man. I seen him win one, lose one. No. You didn't misunderstand the question. I had the wrong answer. But yeah, the Corvino blood, man. That's definitely a bloodline that's no longer around. I don't know anybody that even hardly talks about that blood anymore. That's definitely died out. And then a lot of little smaller bloodlines, like a dog I used to like was Bibo Ganega's Garibaldi dog. That was a son of Midnight Cowboy, Grand Champion Garibaldi. Um, he was a registered merit Grand Champion. I like that dog. Um, and then there was a lot of that stuff down in Florida at one time. I mean, hell, he made register merit, so you know there was a lot of dogs off of him, and you can't find any of that stuff. It's gone, and you know, I'm not a big person to come off my yard, but I swear if I could find some of that and it was straight up, I'd even be interested in that. Me and Bebo were good friends, and somebody had a straight bred dog off of that stuff that looked like that old dog. You know, I might be interested in studying to it. How about them Barney dogs, man? Them Barney dogs are gone. Anybody looking for Barney dogs? Can't find any Barney dogs? Have you been looking for them? Oh, my back. I'm gonna go invest in a new chair this weekend. It's time to buy a new chair. I'm gonna go break down and buy a new chair. This one here has just about had it. I don't think it can take too many more of these streaming events. You know. So what have y'all been doing to mentor young dog people? What have you guys been doing to mentor young dog owners? And what are you doing today? Talking about Cool C, you talking about today and the things to in today's world, in the dog world. What are you guys out there doing today to help with the dogs? To like mentor young dog people or help in your local community with the dogs or oh that what kind of dog was Dick? Man, I'll tell you what, that was a straight up crazy dog right there now. Well, when I first got him, he would bite you. And so we put attitude adjustment on him and introduced him to a couple of his friends out there at my place. And after that, he uh, he he decided that he was going to be friends with me. We became good friends, and we bred him. And I'll tell you, man, he was a real Pedro type dog. Reminded me of old Snake Man's Pedro dog. I like them kind of Eli dogs like that. You know, kind of compact, big old wide head on him. You know, face is all mouth. Um, just a a good old dog, but he was that was a man's dog right there. Now that dog right there would really really cause trouble if you didn't handle him right. So I hear you, Cool. See, that's good, man. That's good. I try to talk to people when I see them with bulldogs. You know, especially when I see them with crappy setups on them, like walking around with like a $2 leash, and kind of tell them, you know, about getting like a horse lead or something a little more substantial. You know, I kind of, you know, point them in that direction. And but I like talking to people when I see them with their bulldogs out. And they like it too. You know, they want to talk to you about their dog. So when I see people out and about with their dogs, you know, I try to interact with them, especially, you know, if, of course, when I don't have a dog with me, you know, and especially with, you know, the knowledge that we have, you know, all of us in this group, with the knowledge you have, you know, you can normally always pass something on to these people that'll help them and be better dog owners. Oh, man, I need me some chick that dance on my desk while I'm doing these shows. You know, need me some like a little hot stripper midget that would dance right here, right there. She could just stand right there on the desk and dance. Don't you think that'd be perfect? Y'all know any midget strippers that want to dance like about 3 nights a week? I'm hiring. What are y'all doing tonight? Everybody seems like they're a little laid back, man. Everybody out there smoking weed or something? Oh, I don't know, man. I never bred to him. Yeah, I never bred to Wicked. I don't know. Hell, I don't even know what he did produce. Bridget the Midget, man. That's what we need. We need Bridget the Midget. That's what we need, man. We need a little midget up there dancing. Can you just imagine her right now? She dancing to Sex Packets, dancing to the Packet Man. Woo! Look at her go. She's shaking that little midget ass. That little midget ass just rocking. Man. Woo! Look at that midget ass go. Can you see it? He ain't hooking nobody up. You hear that slapping sound? It's making a slapping sound. Man, I'm getting hypnotized. Man, man, oh man. Yeah, it's some nasty ass weather here on my desk too. I'm getting ass sweat in my face. 100% precipitation coming off this midget's ass. Well, it's really whose dogs have shown a constant finish, not really what lines. You know, Mountain Man's dogs always showed good finish back in my day. Um, um, Barney Fife, his stuff showed good finish. Whatever he chose to use. STP, good finish. Um, but it really wasn't back then. It really wasn't bloodlines. It was more like the people. Um, I mean, because all bloodlines will walk off. They'll all walk off. You know. Oh man, I'm covered in it. I got it. I got it all over me. I'm dripping in it. The smell of it got every dog on the yard barking. I do. I do. It's not how they're bred, but it's who bred them and why. It's not how they're bred, but it's who bred them and why. Hey, I'm going to get something to drink. All right. Man, I had a pot of hot coffee in there. What I'm talking about. Yeah, those tethering laws suck, man. I used to keep all my midgets out on chains. Now I got to keep them all in cages. Not breed to a sick dog. You just have to breed that out of your yard. I mean, if you got it, just have to leave that dog alone. Don't breed to it. I think anybody tells you they can cure it's full of shit. But I really haven't heard of any active cases of it lately. Where are you at, Lee? Where are you at, Lee? I like kennels if you raise them in the kennel. Like if you've got enough of them to in Texas and you got babesia, damn. How'd you contract it? Do you know how you contracted it? I prefer cable runs. I prefer cable runs, but oh, you bred to a dog in Alabama and got babesia. Shit, man, that's a fucking bummer. I hate that shit. Oh man, I don't. Nobody comes on my yard with a dog, and I don't breed off my yard, and we uh we kind of immune to all that stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. He's 5 years old, man. He'd been here 2 years. I've had him. I've had him on another yard for 2 years already. He's been in the states for 2 years already. Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is he's already been here for 2 years. We bred him. We bred his mother. We bred his father. The father come from my yard. The father was only bred one time ever in his life, and I raised the mother from a puppy. So it's a little different situation. The dogs are raising hell. Oh, I imagine it does. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm not going to stud him out. I got a bunch of people wanting to breed to him, and I think, if I do, they're going to have to artificially breed to him. How to start with small dogs, breed two small dogs to each other, and then you'll get small dogs. I mean, if you're breeding big dogs to each other, you're going to get them. Or if you're breeding dogs that are outcrossed, you're just going to keep getting 45-pound, 50-pound dogs. Does Babesia pass to the pups? Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you can get it suppressed in the female to the point where she doesn't pass it on to them. Oh man, that was a good dog. I was mad as hell when they sold that dog. I was supposed to get that dog. They sold that dog to Bach and them. I wanted to buy that James dog. They sold me a different dog. The James dog was something else. I come from them boys down in North Carolina. Yeah, I did pet Jeep, man. I went down there with Gene Smith to breed honey to him. That one picture you see a Jeep, it's just his head through the cage. I took that one. You see that picture a lot. Mm. I'm watching the time. I'm gonna wrap this up here in about 25 minutes. I'm going to go watch my Sixers play the Bucks. Let's see. Went over all my talking points for tonight. So that's pretty much all I had. So you guys did great. I like the head size thing. I'd like to talk about that some more. You know, we just started getting into some of the other families. You know, we didn't even talk about stuff like the Niggerino dogs or the Colby dogs or Red Boy dogs. You know, they got them little bullet shaped heads with them hound dog ears. Um, uh, leave them alone. Take good care of them. Um, teach them to work. Spend lots of time with them. Um, you know, year old dog, man, once they get a year old, that's when you start teaching them how to work. I mean, between a year old and 2 years old, by the time a dog's 2 years old, he ought to be able to sit, roll over, play dead, run a treadmill, work a spring pole. You ought to be able to walk him off leash. I mean, you ought to be able to do all kinds of cool stuff with a dog, man. You got a whole year to mess with him. So, but you certainly, the number one tip for a year old dog, don't leave him on the chain. Don't leave your dog on the chain. Get your dog off the chain and spend some time with him. Oh, yeah. Oh, John, the guy that bought Miss Two Eyes, he comes in here. That's the name he goes under. We'll just call him John. But the guy that purchased Miss Two Eyes, he comes in here. DTA Kennels. DTA, my man. I don't know where he's at tonight. No, about half the room's missing. I guess they probably sweet man. Well, it's easy to do. On my opening page there, it's got all the information. So, oh yeah, that she would have been a champion for sure. Man, we just hanging out. We've been talking about head size of dogs and the head sizes in different families, and we've been talking about mentoring and the things we've been doing today to help others with their dogs. And we've been talking about old bloodlines that have been dying out, and what causes these bloodlines to die out. Those kind of been the subjects tonight. Um, we're wrapping it up here. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we were talking about how the weird Jack stuff and the Crenshaw's blackjack stuff throws a lot of that type of stuff. And I'll tell you something else it does is that tramp blood throws a head like that. What bloodlines are you talking about, GD Royalty? There you go. See what I mean, guys? Yeah, I know that ain't Elton. Is that really Elton? That's not really Elton. Really? Man, you ain't still got that dog off of I know you don't, it's dead, but you didn't breed any of that stuff, did you? Well, it's good to see you, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who it is. It's good to see you. Hey. Yeah, this is a good place to see you. What's going on? Man, we just in here bullshitting. Yeah, man. You got to come up and see me. I'm up here at my same house, same place. Come see me anytime. I'm home all the time. I got the same phone number. Here, let me give you my email so you can email me. Hang on a second. Yeah, here you go. Drop me an email. We can get phone numbers. And man, I think about you and Junior all the time, man. Y'all, this is a cool motherfucker right here. I never had a partner, but he's as close as I ever got. We went partners on many dogs. We matched that So Evil dog together. We matched that Chi Chi dog together. We matched that Mr. Rabbit dog together. We matched that Joe Montana dog together. Man, we had a good time. We damn did the do, didn't we, brother? We fucking went all over the place. Yeah, I got to see you, man. You can help me fill out some blank spots in my memory from the 1990s. Oh, shoot, man. I learned a lot from you too, brother. We had a very symbiotic relationship. Yeah, the 7-time winner, man. Shit, man. We were partners on that dog. We got paid, man. That shit was fun. We had so much fun. We had so much fun they locked our asses up. All right, brother. I love you. You take care of yourself. Oh man. Oh, that made my night right there. She lost to May May. And you know what was fucked up? We even had a good time that night. I mean, you can't win them all. It was a shame we lost and shit, but that's the way it goes. I mean, you can't win them all, man. At least we were out there playing with the big boys. Oh yeah, she's a good one, man. Hell, she beat that champion spider dog off a termite. She beat that champion buckskin bunch dog. Um, fuck, man, I have to go pull her record. No, when she quit, I think it went right at an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. Might have went an hour and 30. I don't remember. 42 pounds. She was 42-pound female. Yep. She's a good bitch, man. Like I said, she damn won 7 times. I mean, you can't take nothing away from her. How many people got a 7-time winner? She had how many people even win 7 matches in their career? You know, that bitch won 7. Her daddy won 6 before he quit, and so both of them quit, but between them they won 13 matches. You know, then you put So Evil in there. He won 6. That's 19, 19 and 3 for 3 curs. 19 wins and 3 losses for 3 dogs. Yeah, she lost her last one. Yeah, she lost. When she went for her 8th time out, she lost. Like I said, man, that's the way it goes. Can't win them all, man. We was trying to get that 10-time winner. We wanted us a double grand champion. And we thought we could slide one in there. But the water was too deep. The water was too deep. Oh, no, you can't make grand champion and lose one. Oh, that's the greatest dog that ever lived, man. I mean, she's super dog. Damn freak of nature. I mean, just oh yeah, just put them up on there, and I'd put them up on there and not even turn it on. Just put them on the mill and don't even turn it on, and hook them up, and just get them used to it being on there and being hooked up to it. Then once they're relaxed doing that, then just turn it on real slow. I mean, just like, as slow as it'll go, and just get them walking, and just start very slowly turning it up, and just get them walking, and maybe have some treats or something in your hand, to kind of encourage them, like, yeah, this is good. Give them a little piece of bacon or a little piece of liver or something. Let them know that they're doing good. And the other thing I would do is go to the company website and look at their videos for training a dog on the treadmill, and see what they talk about as far as like getting a dog to run the mill, because they got all that expertise about using the piece of equipment and stuff. And I'd go check out the company website. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he liked what he had better. I mean, at the time he had Bolio in the yard, he had Eli too. You know, I mean, them boys was breeding all that Eli stuff. So, and you got to remember, they all had all that Fitzwater's Goldie blood and that Womack's Mert blood, and that blood was pretty plentiful. That Fitzwater's Goldie stuff. I mean, that stuff wasn't hard to come by. So wasn't he was a good dog, but you know it's just like Bully Son. It's like we all look at Bully Son today as him being this like super dog, but back that night, I mean, they were giving dogs away off of him the day after the show. Oh, I'd go with Tornado over Queen of Hearts. I mean, you know, Queen of Hearts, great bitch, but Tornado man. I mean, she beat like Bobby Hall, David Tant. Look, I seen her go with my own eyes. I mean, man, it's all a matter of opinion. Did you ever see Queen go? I think Tornado, what, she killed all hers except one or two. No, she killed them all except for one or two. You can read Ken Allen's handwritten notes on my Facebook page. Now you can read Ken Allen's handwritten notes on my Facebook page. Only two didn't die. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I've seen a lot of dogs go. I never seen nothing like Tornado. God bless the Queen of Hearts. God bless Bolero. God bless Bo. Which Bo to me was the baddest dog I ever handled. And but with my own eyes, I never seen nothing like Tornado. I mean, she just it was just like a big old python, man. She just like rolled around and just almost was like she was eating them. And you know, I'm not knocking nobody, but I'm just saying that bitch won 10 times in open competition to the world, traveled every single time, and won her first match at 13 months old and won her last match at I think she was 7 years old. You know, I mean, I just can't take nothing away from her, man. I'd like to say that Bo was a better dog than either one of them. You know, I'd like to say that Denny's Grand Champion Bo is better than both of them. You know, but I can't do it. Tornado, baddest dog I ever seen with my eyes. So, I mean, I seen her go 4 times, and it was just incredible, man. So I've heard of him. I got a good picture of the Queen right after right after Nate won with him, man. He's got like this red suit on, and it's got a trophy. He's holding a trophy in his hand, and he's got the queen right in front of him. It's a SX70 picture. Ain't nobody ever seen it. I'm the only one that's ever got. I got it. He sent it to me. Oh yeah, I've seen Joey go a couple times. Joey was a good dog. Good, solid animal, man. Again, nothing super flashy, but just, one of them just straight ahead, does everything right. Checks all the boxes. Oh, yeah, Joey was a special dog. You know, we set that Texas deal up. They were going to put him on the cover of the Journal, and Jack said because he'd put him on the cover of the Times, he wasn't going to put him on the Journal. And so so we called him out on the cover of the Times. We changed the story and put a straight up challenge to the cover of the Journal dog. We challenged the cover of the dog on the cover of the Journal. The dog on the cover of the Times challenged the dog on the cover of the Journal. And they matched into each other, and the dog on the cover of the Times beat the dog on the cover of the Journal. That was pretty cool. Jack was not happy. Not a happy camper. That's kind of when the feud started after that. Well, um, I took him to his first dog fight. He'd only been to chicken fights, and the very first match he ever saw was um, was Bolero and Bridget, and he came down to my house, and we all loaded up, and we went to that deal, and uh, took him to that fight, and I think it really bit the bulldog bug at that deal, man. He was asking questions after that shit like a little kid. I mean, left and right. I mean, he wouldn't shut the hell up. I remember that. We were trying to take care of the dog because that Bridget dog had really done a number on Bolero. And I remember Hollingsworth, he was asking, what we were doing, how we were doing it, this and that. And I remember him talking about the chickens, and they didn't do all that with the chickens and blah, blah, blah. And so, but yeah, that was a nice little visit we had with him. And then we went back to my house, and we all hung around there for a while. And I think we actually all had lunch at the house because that was an early morning deal. That was one of those daybreak deals. I always like doing stuff early in the morning. That way everybody's sober. You know, start having shows at night. People show up intoxicated. But you know, that was nice. And I went up to a party one time that his son threw, and man, we got tore up at that thing. It was like a big biker party. Rode my Harley up there, and they had that was Ernie Jr. had that party, and man, it was way up on a mountain in a little cabin that Hollingsworth had, way up on a mountain up there near his house, and man, they had all kinds of stuff to party with up there, and I don't know what the hell I'd done, but I was out on the ledge, man, looking out over the edge and shit, and everybody else was, and man, we had a big old party, and then we get back in there, and it's a whole bunch of bikers, and man, I had this old girl with me, pretty good looking old girl, and everybody else, man, their women look pretty rough, kind of rough looking old biker chicks and shit, and you know, old Ernie, he starts looking at my old lady, and he was like, around here we like to swap. And I'm like, going, like to swap what? And he's like, yeah, we like to swap our women. And they're all looking at my old lady. And I was like, Next thing I knew, man, I was on that motorcycle and I was fucked up. And I remember riding down that hill. We just went outside. I kind of got eased out the door with my old lady. I was like, it's time for us to leave. I said, this party getting a little too wild. You know, but those are about the only two stories I can think of off the top of my head about Hollingsworth that aren't negative. You well, fellas, with that, I'm going to wrap it up because I want to go watch this ball game. So I'm going to wrap this stream up. And I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll catch you next time. So you guys have a great evening and a good weekend. And maybe I'll get back online tomorrow night. I was going to go to a dog show tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain all day, and I'm not going to go stand around in the rain and do that deal. So, anyhow, peace out. Y'all take it easy. Yup, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. We sure do appreciate it. Don't forget my book. You get a free picture of Bo and all kinds of other shit with it when you order it. Y'all take it easy.